Hello and welcome back to the Dramatic Stormcloud channel, where today I'll be playing some more Final Fantasy XIV. We are finally getting back to the main story. I am sorry for the delay for the last couple of bit. There were a bunch of DDoS attacks on Final Fantasy's servers, and I didn't want to get disconnected in the middle of stream. It's happened before, and I'm trying to avoid that situation. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. And we're going to randomize our minion, which will be under here. There we go. And we got is the puppy. Also, I've been wondering about this, so I'm going to go ahead and Falcon Porter, I think, is going to be the same as the Chocobo Porter. Oh. Let's see, is this not your first visit to the stop? In that case, I shall add your name to our register for your future ease of travel. Yay. Glad though I am to have arrived, I would remind you all that we are far from home with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination, and our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Captain Carvelin, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching Othard were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you're in a port. Surely there's a kind and generous soul here who will aid you for the right price. You cannot be the first traveler seeking passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. 'Tis like that Yugari and Gotetsu were forced to come here for the self-same reasons we were. They must have found their way to Othard, assuming they are not still in the city. Ere we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alphinaud. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Carvelin, could you direct us to the nearest tavern? Desperate for a drink, are we? You may find the one in that large building just beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shizo Kaze Hostery is an ideal place to rest and relax and reflect, or so they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, we must away. Ours was ever a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course. Surely you did not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the Navigator watch over and keep you. Right then, to the hostery. After you.
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
Quite true.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
Oh, 1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the 7th dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
Interesting that he knows who we are.
And you are?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, at your service. On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugane and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kugane. Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
My, such naked suspicion. I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
I beg your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
Now there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? One whose borders are closed to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government.
It's talking about the Empire.
Many notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
To paraphrase, Kugane is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
He does make sense. Ah, you must be Kiara Frostborn, Slayer of Gods, Rider of Dragons, Savior of Ishgard, the Stealer of Pants. If some of the more puzzling rumors are to be believed. I knew it. May I say what an honor and pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, my lady. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to the company offices. With this being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out various landmarks along the way. If you would be so good as to follow me. First, I am going to attune to Ethernet shards, and the Etherite as I go. Aha! There we go. Everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You are now standing in Tinkoto. Loosely translated, the name means a spire of drifting souls, which, as some of you might have deduced, makes reference to the Aetheryte, which stands over yonder. The design is markedly different from those of Charlian, yet I trust the function is identical. A diplomat and a scholar, will wonders never cease. The Far Eastern Aetheryte technologies have long and storied tradition. I assure you, this particular example was constructed by the Onishishu, a collective of skilled craftsmen who guard their ancestral techniques with utmost secrecy. In short, you will find it no less reliable than its Western counterparts. A tune, if you like. Oh, we're getting stuff. Bracelet. We will get the aiming one. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the Aetheryte. Come, let us move along. The markets are next. I see, this is going to be a go to all the Aetherites and see the tour of the city portion of this. Okay. We have arrived at the largest shopping district in Kogane Dori. Kugane, as you are doubtless unaware, is an ancient Higaran word for gold. So, in this prosperous port where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes or kogane, are earned by the local merchants. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Now you're beginning to speak my language. Oh, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won coin. Tataru made a friend again. Hancock of the Eastern Alderian Trading Company. You are with clients today. Why, if it isn't Master Keaton, pray allow me to introduce to you my esteemed guests, but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kogane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Keaton of the Hakuchi clan, and it is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. As we receive many foreign visitors in Kugane, we accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured, your Eorzean Gil are welcome here. I invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Arms, armor, foodstuffs, potables. Here you will find all of them and more. Alright. We have a follow him again, and he's going to lead us over there. Okay. If we may pause here for a moment. This road leads the Ijangai, the district in which Ijan or foreigners are permitted to reside. Would this also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire? Precisely. So you see, it would not be all that unusual to cross paths with one of our Garlean cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not want any physical altercations. After all, such spats are strictly forbidden. The Sekigumi punish breaches of the peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation. Though, to be fair, this is not common. Most often, or more often than not, they are executed on the spot. What? Cut down then and there? You're joking, right? Would that I were, but alas, these samurai are a humorless lot. Why, I recall one instance wherein a foreign merchant and his cups dared lay hands on a Ngan aristocrat in front of a Sekigami. The samurai cut him in half with a single stroke. Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. So, you see, it would behoove you to behave, feeling that we may be forced to part ways with one another, or you with yourself, in the manner of the late Teleji Eladaji. Oh, how I amuse myself. But we must carry on. I have yet to show you the Garlean consulate. Okay. I am going to grab these aetherite shards real quick. Ethernet shards, I mean. Ah. Go and grab this one and the one over by wherever that is. Oh, I might not be able to go there yet. Oh, no, okay, here we go. Okay. Whoop. And there we go. All right. And we are back to this. This, as you may have surmised, the consonant of you-know-who mark the guards at the gate. Are the uniforms not different from those you have seen in the West? Yeah, they are. They're more fancy. Were you to travel far and wide, you would find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs, all of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without its artisans. We will go with aiming for this, I think. Ah, healing item. Okay. There is oh so much more I could speak of. The soothing waters of the Onsan, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district, but you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let us retire to the company offices. At long last, we arrive at our destination. May I present to you our humble offices? We have much to discuss, so I will refrain from any further prattle. Come, right this way.
Our thaumaturges took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality. You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
That is good. That is very good.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Aori Shinobi and the Rugadan Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugane.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Forgive me. This calls for a map. We are here in Kugane, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy.
Okay.
Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory.
I see.
Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire. Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I am told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
I'm sure he was. Though I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that could be construed as placing ourselves in Lord Lolorito's debt, we must avail ourselves of what means are available. Our Olomecan allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. Alright, and we get the healing item. Alright. Oh, unknown item. It would seem inefficient for all of us to venture out together in search of information on Yugiri and Gotetsu's whereabouts. Agreed? Agreed. We need to cast our net wider, split up, and pursue all available avenues of inquiry. But if we're to coordinate our efforts effectively, we'll need to establish a working base of operations here. Indeed, Tataru would seem best suited to the task of organizing our supplies and procuring new ones. While she attends to that, we four can begin our search by questioning the individuals Hancock identified. Alicia and I will take those in the southern districts of the city, and the two of you can take those in the north. In anticipation of such an eventuality, I took the liberty of preparing some few sketches of Yugiri and Gotetsu during our voyage. Wow, you still warned me that you were a bit of an artist, but these are great. They'll definitely come in handy. Looks like it's you and me, Kiara. Let's step outside and talk about where to start. Quest accepted. Wow, Alphanov sketches are so... I don't know how to put it, but they're very... Well, see for yourself. Alright, we have sketches now. Inventory, key items, Alphanaut sketches. Looks more like them than they do. Honestly, he could make a living doing this. Sorry. No time for distractions. Why don't we start by visiting Karaku at the, something. Onsen, that was it. Alright. This is gonna give us... Wait, did we not get that Ethernet shard? And also we have some quests here. This is Dream of Shirogane. I don't know if that's the one that leads to Kefka or not. Okay, either way, let's get these last few Ethernet shards. Grab this quest. Miss Ejin, a moment if you would. There is a favor I would ask of you. You see, word has it that Lord Bugyo of Kugane has established a new residential district, especially for foreigners. Having long dreamed of a home to call my own, I couldn't help but find myself wanting to know more. Okay, so it's just a housing thing. Okay. Seriously. Alright, I had that with the left bumper somehow. And that's what was going on there. Alright, next one should be the last one as well. Alright, we got all of the Ethernet shards. Come one, come all. Burns, cut, embarrassing rashes. There's not that the mystical waters of the hot springs cannot heal. Oh, what's that in your hand? Have you seen these guys? You seek this Aurora and this road again, do you? A thousand apologies, but I cannot help you. It is against our policy to divulge information regarding patrons, past or present. Please, we came all the way from Eorzea to find our friends. We have our reputation to consider, miss. Men and women from all walks of life come here in search of rejuvenation, body and soul. They seek privacy and discretion, and we have ever honored their wishes. Only the Sekigume may demand otherwise. I am sorry, but there is not that I can do. I suppose we'll just have to ask someone else then. What about that woman who runs the hostelry? Kotokaze, was it? Right. Welcome, traveler. Can I interest you in some rice wine? Exceptional quality, delivered but the other day. An Alri Shinobi and a Vrodigan Samurai. If I may, I would answer your question with some view of my own. If I speak of that which you know, Ijin, be not offended. You are familiar with the situation of the land across the Ruby Sea, the doomed rebellion after 2.5 decades of quiet. I see, and you are familiar with the way of Higurashi, how we elect to stand apart and support no cause but our own, indifferent and callous, some may call us, but pragmatism is essential if a humble island nation like ours is to survive. But we are not fools. Complete isolation is impractical. And so Kugane is open to Ijin, and we are equally hospitable to all. Or, if I may speak more plainly, yes, I can help you, but if I do, I must also oblige the ones who ask after you. Are you willing to accept this fair and equitable treatment? If anyone comes looking for us, tell them whatever you like. As you wish. The two individuals of whom you speak did indeed come here. They sought passage across the Ruby Sea. Few ships are willing to make the trip, or at the moment. Nevertheless, I made several introductions on their behalf. That was the extent of our interaction. I will provide you with the names of the captains, if you like. You've been a great help, Miss Kotakaze. I'll be sure to come back for that wine sometime. We would welcome your custom, miss. We should question these captains as soon as we can. You take the first three, and I'll take the rest. And we'll meet up here when we've finished. Alright? Good luck! Okay. I'm gonna check around here a little bit. Okay, this actually leads up there. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. There we go. You asked me if I've seen this Ari woman and this Vertigan samurai. The woman is unknown to me, but the man is not. He was for Doma, but I could not help him. We travel solely between here and Razatan. It would be unreasonable to it would be an unreasonable detour. Yes, a Vertigan gentleman did approach me. He wanted to charter a ship to take him across the Ruby Sea, the mad devil. I sent him away, like all the others before him. Woman? Nay, I know her not. Alright, so apparently they split up to try and try and find a ship willing to take them across the dangerous Ruby Sea. With what seems like little luck. Right. And this way. Alright, we are not in a fortunate position at the moment. Let's cross back over there. There's got to be people we missed. Honestly, if we're able to get information about them this easily, I imagine others that they wouldn't want to get information from them this easily might just be doing so. Let's try up. This is a big ship. It's noticeable. This might be where I need to go next. Yep, okay. Alright. Passengers? No, we no longer offer that service. Too much trouble. And now we only transport goods. I told this to the samurai and sent him on his way. A woman? Huh. If it's a woman you seek, the pleasure houses are plenty. Okay, here, up here, across here. There we go. There you are. How did... Oh, never mind. Judging from the look on your face, you didn't have much better luck than I did. Alright, we got... a sketch. A house item. We don't have a house. Hundreds of defending, maiming, scouting, striking... I think we're gonna go with maiming ones. Probably a trap. Well, I suppose we might as well head back to... Wait, I just remembered. There was someone on my list I forgot to visit. Kyoto. He's a Namazu. A fisherman, whatever that means. And a regular here. Maybe we'll find him if we look around. What? Why do you stare? What business? Or you have business with me? That's a 12. A talking fish. Yes, yes, a talking fish. Very observant of you, Agent. You find me in good spirits, so your rudeness I will ignore this once, but only if you address me again in a proper manner. Sorry, I never meant to... Let's start again. You are Kyoto, you right? My name is Lise, and this is Kiara. We're looking for some friends of ours. I see. Both these ones I know well. I helped them secure passage across the Ruby Sea. Really? That's wonderful. Could you do the same for us? Yes, this would not be a problem. For you, I could charter a ship this very day. But the journey is fraught with much peril. The fare will not be cheap. Are you sure you can afford to pay? I didn't think to bring any money, but surely Totteru will let us take whatever we need from the Scion's coffers, right? We wouldn't be the only passengers, though. Could we take a moment to talk it over with our friends? Yes, but hurry. Your ship must depart under cover of darkness. We will meet again at sunset on the Tasselgari Ridge. Do not forget your fare. Bring many gil, yes? It's about time our luck changed. Elfidon and the others will be thrilled. Alright. We're going to make use of the Ethernet. To get there, okay. That's the housing quest. Greetings, honored madam. Will you be entering the Ruby Bazaar offices? We spoke with a number of merchants and captains at the southern piers. Several recognized Gotetsu and confirmed that he had been searching for a vessel to deliver him to Othard. None, however, made any mention of Lady Yugiri. Yes, it was the same story for us. And then you'll never believe what happened. Yeah, we met a talking fish that knew a thing. So, this Gyodo claims to have aided Gotetsu Nigiri. How fortuitous. Not the word I would have chosen, Master Alphinaud. Stupid's what I'd call it. How can you agree to his price without making any attempts to haggle, or even confirming what it was in the first place? Yes, that too was a misstep on their part, but it is not what troubles me most. Gyodo and his brethren are not renowned for their generosity of spirit. Rather, they are disdained for their scheming money launderers, ever eager to turn a profit from others' misfortunes. Everyone else who questioned stated that Gotetsu was alone. Only Gyodo claims to have met both him and Yugiri. I suppose that it's just possible that Gotetsu made inquiries by himself and only called upon Yugiri once he found a willing captain. But it is equally possible, if not more likely, that you are being deceived. Do not forget that there are parties present in Kugane with agendas which may run contrary to your own. The Viceroy was once a spy himself, as I recall. I should be surprised if she did not have countless agents here in her employ, all eager to prove themselves to their new master, and what better way to do so than by deceiving the heads of foreign insurgents, or delivering, okay. Fine, you may be right about him, but if Gyodo's working for the Empire, who's to say he didn't try the same trick on Yugiri and Gotetsu? I mean, if he did, he might know where they are. And if he succeeded, they might be in trouble. Anyway, if he holds up his end of the bargain, we'll have nothing to worry about, will we? But if he tries to betray us, I vote we take him prisoner and punch him till he tells us the truth. I kind of agree with her. So, if it's a trap, we'll spring it and deal with the consequences. I like the way you think. Very well. We should prepare for the worst. Tataru will remain here, and I shall follow the three of you at a discreet distance. 4 party members, huh? Once more, I must caution you to avoid physical altercations at all costs. Even should Imperial agents attempt to engage you, the Sekigami will not hesitate to clap you in irons or cut you down. If anything untoward should happen, you are to return here at once. Is that clear? I want to check something in my inventory. Alright, so the unknown item was the painting, okay. To review, Lise, Kiara, and I will meet with Gyodo as planned. Alphinaud will keep watch from a safe distance, ready to provide support in the likely event that Gyodo attempts to betray us to the Imperials or whomever else. Should that happen, you and Lise will subdue him, and together we will make our escape. actions will likely draw attention of the Sekigumi. We will evade them with Alphanod's assistance and return here with our prisoner. Does that meet with everyone's approval? Of course, these precautions will be for naught if Kyoto does not play us for fools, but we shall see. To the bridge! Okay. The hostry is our best bet. And the bridge is that one that's above it. All right. Our would-be ally is nowhere to be seen. Make ready, Kira. Something smells fishy.
He's late.
Endless and most sincere apologies to you and yours, yes, yes. This way, quickly now.
Okay.
Enough! Where are you taking us? Where is the ship?
This ship. So very sorry to inform you, yes, yes. Long before was it pledged to another. To me, these ones are for Doma.
I knew it couldn't be this simple.
Nothing personal, yes, yes, just business.
Then business is about to take a turn for the worse.
Ah!
Come on, let's find a way out of here.
Okay. We have Imperials. have to get out of this situation in some way. Is not involved in this because he is holding a hostage. As expected, the Sekigami have caught our scent. Since fighting them is out of the question, we'll have to wind our way back to the Ruby Bazaar, evading the patrols as we go. If they find you, use these smoke bombs to make your escape. Use the smoke bombs to evade patrols. Be warned that attacking the Shikigami will result in failure. Alright. This is going interestingly. Alright, duty actions, okay, and inventory, are they under? No, okay. Actions, general duty actions. Okay, I have to go this way. Okay. Okay. Curious Kojin is leading us over this way. Alright, and duty complete.
stay hidden and quiet. Understood?
Clear the road! Clear the road! You there, Korjin. We seek 4 foreigners. One, a brutish woman carrying an unconscious Namazu. Have you seen them?
For foreigners, you say? Ah, yes! Very rude they were, making no apology as they barged past. They went that way, I think.
Many thanks, good sir. With me! They cannot have gone far.
All is well. The Sekisei Gumi will not return this way for some time, I should think. You are of the East Aldenard Trading Company, yes? Come with me. I know a safer way.
Is it gonna be the sewers? I hope it's the sewers.
You are returned. And with guests, I see.
Our meeting went about as well as expected. We've brought the Namazu who thought to betray us. When he wakes up, we'll see what he knows about Yugiri and Gazetsu.
Well done, you. When I saw the Sekisei Gumi out in force, I did begin to worry, but I see my fears were misplaced.
Actually, if it weren't for Soroban, we might not have gotten away.
'Twas my pleasure.
Yet I must ask, Soroban, why would you deceive the Sekisegumi to help us, foreigners of whom you know naught?
Why, out of the kindness of my heart, is what I would like to say, but my motives are not so pure. I chanced to witness your meeting with Hancock at the tavern, and saw an opportunity.
An opportunity?
Like many, I came to Kugane as a trader to make my fortune. Korjin of the Red may serve the Empire as mercenaries, but Korjin of the Blue walk a different path.
Oh.
Regretfully, most here would rather not meet our gaze, much less do business. So I seek the custom of those less predisposed to dismiss us outright, namely the East Aldenard Trading Company.
Quid pro quo, is it? Well, there is no denying that we owe you a debt. What say you, Hancock? Will you consider doing business with our entrepreneurial friend here?
Rest assured, Master Soroban, that in matters of trade, the company does not discriminate. We would be honored to hear your proposal.
I promise you will not regret this, good sir. Ah, yes. You sought passage across the Ruby Sea, did you not? I have a ship you can use.
You do? Well then, far be it from us to refuse. You have our deepest thanks.
And you mine.
Alright, so we're going to have a ship, and we're probably going to have to fight the effectively pirates. I'm still annoyed he tried to deceive us, but at least we were prepared for it. Even so, next time we should probably try to avoid running around Kugane in the middle of the night. with half the city guards snapping at our heels. Alright, and we were going with the ones for maiming, I believe. Alright, we are going to get aiming. Healing! Healing items. Okay, good. Right then. Kyoto should be coming around soon. I think it's time we had a little chat, don't you? Rise and shine, little fishy. I know you can hear me, so stop pretending to be asleep, or I'll give you another round of my boot. Or right on my boot, okay. No more boots. All my secrets are yours for the asking. Tell us what you know about Yugiri and Gotetsu, every last detail. And if I find out that you lied to me... No more lies. The clear, unvarnished truth. You have my word. Only the samurai did I meet. Yes, only him. He asked after a ship, so I provided an introduction to the Garleans. You mean you led him straight into a trap, as you did us, because you are an Imperial spy? No, I am no spy. It was just business. Fewer ships pass through Kugane these days, and we have struggled to make ends meet. So, when the Garleans offered a bounty for any Domans found in Kugane... Oh, my mistake. You're not a spy, but a common cutthroat. Not that I'm surprised. You need half a brain to be a spy. So, what happened to the samurai? Such a cruel, vicious tongue you have. He would not go quietly. No. Blades were drawn and men were cut down, and the Sekisegumi came. They took the samurai away. Hold on a moment. You mean to tell me the Ijin they arrested the other day was Gotetsu? Oh, had I but known. He is in the custody of the Sekisegumi. I need only see to it that the requisite funds find their way to into the right official's hands, and your friend will walk free. As it is in Ul'dah, so it is in Kugane. But given the circumstances, it seems we have little choice but to resort to morally questionable means. We'll make a pragmatist out of you yet, Master Alphinaud. You are free to wait here while I speak with the relevant officials, but if you would rather wait for Gotetsu outside the barracks, we can go together. I wouldn't put it past the Imperials to try something again, so mayhap it would be best if Lise, Kiara, and I joined you. Alright. But what about Gyodo? I will keep an eye on him for the time being. We can release him after you return with Gotetsu. He will doubtless have some choice words to say to the fellow. Soroban, mayhap it would be prudent to prepare your ship for our immediate departure. As you wish. Everything is in order, then let us be off. The Sekisegumi barracks are to the north. All right, that went about as expected, except for the eventual turtle. The canon in my head is that he led us through the sewers. Nothing except a cutscene that explains on it will prevent that. I must ask that you wait here. You may be assured that this will not take long. Is it really going to be as simple as he says? Do you think? He said it wouldn't take long, right? Because this feels a bit long to me. Calm down, Elise. Everything's going to be alright. Much as I hate to admit it, I share Hancock's dim view of government officials and their supposed incorruptibility. From what I've gleaned of the Far East, they're probably exchanging lengthy pleasantries. There seems to be a correct way to do everything here, bribery being no exception. I say we leave them to it, right, Kira? Right. Everything's fine, probably. I mean, it couldn't be as bad as the last time we stood around waiting for something to happen.
How about you?
That was Gazetsu. I'm sure of it. He's in trouble. Lise, wait!
I suppose we should follow her then.
Victory to the samurai!
How many is that now? 10 in a row?
Gazetsu!
Oh! This is a surprise! What in blue blazes are you three doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. We've been looking all over for you, and then I suddenly heard you screaming.
It would seem there has been a misunderstanding. Allow me to explain.
So, in summary, you started a brawl with some off-duty Imperial soldiers and were subsequently arrested by the Sekisagumi, whom you somehow befriended and convinced to set you free if you could defeat a given number of them in single combat.
10 bouts for my freedom, aye. 'Tis but a pity you came too late to witness the last one. And with that, I'm free to go, yes?
Our word once given may not be broken, but we pray you make every effort to avoid future altercations. Circumstances notwithstanding, my lord, we are honored and grateful to have witnessed firsthand the skill of a Doma samurai.
Ah, and we had just concluded negotiations. I gather my assistance was not required.
Apparently not. Alright, so we get the healing item. Actually, it's lesser than what we have currently for that, so let's go with the casting item. Alright, and once more to the Ruby Sea. I must apologize that you endured such trials and tribulations in search of me. There's no need for that. You had no way of knowing we would come looking for you. You were after a ship to take you to Doma, yes? It just so happens we found a willing captain. Really? What fortune! We will tell you all about it on the way or back at the company offices. Alphanon and Tatru are waiting for us there. And we zoop over there. To the offices. Gotetsu, or Gosetsu, thank the 12 you are unharmed. As you can see, Master Alphanon, I am the very picture of health. You vile fiend, malevolent trickster! How kind the kami are to grant me vengeance so soon. But first, I demand you return the coin you so villainously embezzled from me. You have every right to be angry, good sir. Gladly would I return it to you, your coin, had I not been forced to repay certain gambling debts beforehand. Setting that matter aside for the moment, where is Lady Yugiri? Was she not traveling with you? For a time, aye, but we parted ways some while ago. The better to improve our chances of finding Lord Hien. Lord Hien? Forgive me, I have yet to explain. Lord Hien is the heir to Doma's throne, and our master. His was a passionate voice for the cause of Doman liberation, and when we learned that of the Emperor's death, it only grew louder. So you seized upon the opportunity and rose to reclaim your home or your freedom, only for your hopes to be dashed when Xenos led his army onto your lands. The Crown Prince was a merciless foe. Against him, the might of the Against him and the might of the 13th, we had no chance. Once Lord Hien understood this, he bade Yugiri take to the seas with as many of our people as possible. He, however, would stand and fight, and they might have more time to escape. Or that they might have more time to escape. I remained by his side as well, and together we carried on our doomed war. And then, one day, in a fierce battle, we were separated. I knew not what became of him, only that he was beyond the Empire's reach, and that to find him, I would need Yugiri's aid. The situation grows more perilous by the day, for the new viceroy, Yotsuyu, is a black-hearted villainess who delights in tormenting our people. There is naught she would not do to further her pursuit of Lord Hien. Thank you. I believe that makes matters a good deal clearer. It should please you to know that we have come to the aid of the Doma Liberation Front in resuming our... It should please you that, or to learn, that we are come to the aid of the Doma Liberation Front in resuming their efforts to overthrow the Imperial oppressors. Then allow me to join you. My inquiries here bore no fruit, hence my desire to return to Othard. Once there, I can lead you to our headquarters in Yinzia, where we shall all be reunited with Yugiri. Yep, not all. Alphinaud's talent would seem better applied here in Kugane, working closely with Tatru and Hancock to feed us intelligence. There is a Garlean embassy just down the road after all. While I appreciate the vote of confidence, I should be glad to accompany you all. As a soldier in the field, so to speak. Come now, brother. A company commander assigns his soldiers to the tasks best suited for them, as you of all people should know. And you are so very good at espionage and intrigue. For we all must serve each in our own way. Very well. You would see my place is here. Subin is waiting at the pier. Have fun, you lot. All right. Right there, then. Okay. I have been waiting for you, my friends. All preparations have been completed, and my ship awaits its passengers. Shall we depart without further delay? After you, my shelled friend. If you insist. With me, everyone. The Ruby Sea awaits. Are we gonna have another dungeon or possibly raid? That's my question, considering the fact that effectively pirates rule these seas.
I remember the water, how it turned crimson in the morning sun.
That is a tower. Okay, so we just arrived here. That's good.
A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. You could almost believe it went on forever. But beyond that red expanse lay a land in turmoil. On the shores of Othard, Our Doman brothers struggled in vain.
Oh, yeah, we're not high enough level to turn in this quest yet. So, what are we gonna do? We're going to give you guys... Oh, insufficient item level. What the... I guess we'll go through Belisar's wall. I'll give you a dungeon run with NPCs. There we go. My job is to keep the party alive so that they can keep fighting. Oh, no, it's not here yet. There are key cards here in this area. So there will be times when I have to unselect the tank that I am healing. But for now, we are focused on healing. Fix the fire on him real quick. Alright. Going good so far. Excellent. Here's the identification key. And there's the security terminal. Hurry up and get rid of this one as well. Another key. Grab it and go. Here we are. First boss. I did do some looking into things and found out what the different effects do. I don't know if I remember them completely or not yet. I did not mean to take that screenshot, but oh well. Okay. I need to start hurrying with my heals, and I failed. Okay. Honestly, just beating this first boss should give us enough experience. in order to get us over what we needed. Okay. Okay, and lucid dreaming. Alright, we are doing good, I would say. All right. All right, it wasn't a single boss needed for the... Alright, we already have the Ring of Casting. Alright, here we have enemies that will come from those areas. Alright, there we go. We have our arrows ready. Not that we need to use them at the moment, we just need to keep everyone healed up as much as we can. We are indeed a healer because that is what Bulls decided. Although not the specific white mage that we originally started as. That is simply because they're at level 70. And I'm honestly trying to keep it to the level that it's supposed to be at. So it limits it a bit. Another Ring of Casting. get out of the AoE. All right. Not going poorly. All right. We are moving while this is happening, which means even more enemies. This keeps the tank busy, this keeps the healer busy. A number of enemies keeps the tank busy. When the tank is busy, the healer is busy. In theory, aside from speedruns, a healer and tank are all you need in a party. In theory. However, a healer has limited MP. And once that runs out, the tank's HP is not far behind. That's why DPSs exist. DPSs are there to take care of the enemies before the healer's MP runs out. Causing the tank to fall. All right. There we go. And that's going that way. The way forward is now available. And the second boss as well. Motion sensing. All right, heal up. the tank. AoE healed a little too soon. Alright. There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, Magitech bits. And we finish it before the next part of that came up. Earthly Star. It's gonna be interesting. Filibuster's Gauntlets of Bending. Our item level is below the recommended thing for the other one, though. That's a problem. Now there. And there we go. This one is going to be defeated very shortly. There we are. Alright. And an identification key is dropped. Strictly speaking, we already got the level we needed for for continuing the main quest. But we're going to complete the dungeon just to have it done. the fake Alliance members. Get through this and we're almost to the final boss of the area. And keep in mind, this was the first dungeon, or the last dungeon before Stormblood. This was technically still a Heavensward dungeon. Still an earring offending. Seriously, no better gear currently. Alright. Here we go. This was the boss. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. How'd you like these? Sloppy.
That was BS. That was honestly BS.
How'd you like these?
Okay.
I'll tear you limb
That
from
time
limb.
we managed to get through it.
Sloppy. For Al Amigo! I have you now. Yeah.
Alright, they're gonna take care of that, so I just have to build them up.
Yeah! Sloppy. Yeah.
Alright. Of course you're targeting me.
Yeah.
Okay, that was close.
Yeah. I'll tear you limb from limb. Yeah. Sloppy. For Alamigo!
Ah,
I have you now. Yeah. How'd you like these? Yeah! Ugh!
and we made it.
Sloppy. Yeah.
Okay, this is a tougher fight than some of the early ones.
Yeah.
The timing on it is a lot more precise.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh!
And we managed to beat it. Now, did I get anything for a healer this time? Yes, but it can't be equipped because it's not as good as what I have. Which still isn't good enough to go through that. So, explain that to me. Oh well. How wide and beautiful she is. The ruby sea with promise and adventure and treasure. Filled with promise, adventure, and treasure. Many wonderful treasures. Now, in order to reach the shores of Othard, you will need to cross the resplendent waters you see before you. However, this is easier said than done. To set forth without making the necessary preparations is to invite the Confederacy to claim your vessel and your life, should you resist. But this fate can be avoided by paying the ruby tithe, thereby earning you the blessing of the pirate lords. So, let us go and greet them. Our destination is the isle to the west. That doesn't look very far to me. Kiara, why don't we jump in and swim for it? I've had my fill of boats. An excellent idea. I think you shall find the water to your liking. I will use my ship to deliver these less inclined to the isle. We cannot fly! Right. This should be easy. And a good way to loosen up before the next fight, whenever it comes. 20 Gil says I beat you there. Hey, new location. Probably could have gotten the experience for, maybe not exactly quickly, but yeah. Ah, there you are. I trust you enjoyed yourselves. Follow me, my friends. The one with whom we must speak is a man named Tatsui. Hello. Here to pay the tithe so I can make the crossing and all that. I fear you have the advantage of me. Kira Frostborn. Most honorable and esteemed Kira Frostborn, I am Tansui, a humble mate who serves at the pleasure of the Confederacy's captain. As you are in the company of the Shellback, I presume we have business to discuss. Alright, and this is going to get us fending, maiming, striking, scouting. Maiming is what we'll go for. You wish to pay the ruby tithe, yes? With your guild, perhaps? It's just as well for foreign currencies are in demand these days. I would pay for their passage to Orthard. Does this sum meet with your satisfaction? The sea has been quite tempestuous of late. I cannot say with confidence that you would reach your destination safely, unless you tripled it. Do you take me for a fool? I know the price as well, or as do all. Alas, we live in interesting times. As you've come from Kugane, I should think I need not tell you that. The shadow of war looms. The wise and the cautious shirk our waters and our custom, and the foolhardy sharpen their knives in anticipation. Meaning... Sir, you've got to come quick. The bastards are at it again. I tried to convince them to stop, but they weren't having it. Very well. I will be there shortly. Proposition. Your comments strike me as a worthwhile investment. I would not hear men name me a cat before Koban. So I shall consider their tithe paid. Not for what they have done, but for what I expect they will do. I'm not sure what to make of that man, but less the matter of our tithe is settled, but at least the matter of our tithe is settled, for now. What was that he and the other pirates were talking about? Maybe we ought to go take a look. Purchase weapons. Ah. this would be useful, and we will be able to equip it right away. Question is, that does actually put our item level up to that standard. Excellent. Let's try not to get caught up in a fight and rush right to where they are. Hi, Marco. Alright, and north from there. Alright, here we go.
Gentlemen, I'm told you were most unreceptive to my associate's requests. I realize you do not look kindly on the Confederacy and her ways, but if you refuse to pay the ruby tithe, your safety in these waters cannot be assured.
Spare me your concern, pirate. Your feeble attempts at extortion will not work on us. You remain at large because we allow it. Because you are such insignificant little pests that we see no need to swat you. But if you wish to risk the ire of the Viceroy, by all means, fire upon an Imperial vessel. Give us a reason to bring the full might of the Garlean Empire to bear against your pathetic fleet.
Bastards!
Gentlemen, surely the fact that you have such limitless resources at your disposal gives you all the more reason to spare some few coins for the less fortunate.
All talk, just as I thought. Come, let us away. I have no time for this rubbish.
Well, let's see what happens when you don't pay it.
We're all the same to them, aren't we? Savages to be ruled or slaughtered.
They've always balked at paying the ruby tithe, but they were never so eager to pick a fight. The problem, you see, is that many of my comrades in the Confederacy are of Doman descent. And the acting Viceroy, well, she's none too fond of Domans, to say the least. If we take any action to hinder the safe passage of an Imperial vessel, she'll accuse us of attempting to foment rebellion and brand us enemies of the Empire, which we can ill afford to be. Like the man said, we're all talk.
And where did the Kojin stand in all this?
With the winning side, of course. They're mercenaries to a fault, eager to offer their services without coercion. The Shellback could tell you more, though something tells me he would rather not.
I don't understand. If the Garleans are causing the Confederacy this much trouble, and if so many of you are Doman to begin with, why aren't you willing to fight back?
Spoken like a true friend of the Doman Liberation Front. If you're planning to rouse us with noble words and grand promises, don't bother. We all know what the Imperial Army can do. Compared to them, we're boys with boats. Besides, what ties a man may once have held to his home are forsaken upon joining the Confederacy. We look out for none but our own. Be that as it may, our livelihood is under threat. And the captain will need to decide soon whether we're to go down in a blaze of glory, or bow and scrape the crumbs from the Emperor's table. All while our friend the Viceroy continues her purge of Doma's radical elements. I believe she's holding court in one of the fishing villages even as we speak.
That she-devil! Her perfidy knows no bounds! She must be stopped! Come, let us find Sullivan and put us here at once!
Tell the others that these ones have paid. We all have places to be.
All right. What are we waiting for? Come, come. Sorban cannot have gotten far. Though, now that I think on it, it is passing strange that he left without warning. Mayhap he did not wish to be seen by his Kojin brethren. I doubt he thought to leave us behind, but nevertheless, it may be prudent to return to his ship, or at least to the Confederate encampment. The Unicorn Mount. Alright, let's go ahead and get on with this one. Really, Marco? That is quite the vocal opinion. It is almost time to end stream, I agree. Really? Is that so? I can hear you just fine, you know. You are very vocal today. What's the matter, Marco? Is that so? But there's etherite current right here. My friends are over there. Really, Marco? You can tell me all about it if you want. Is that so? Hello. came over, gave me a boop. Really? Alright, we got through that battle. Let's talk to Soroban. Oh, my friends, 1,000 pardons. As you may have guessed, I was reluctant to be seen in your company by my red brethrens. Ours is a complex relationship. I pray you do not misinterpret my actions as a reflection of our allegiances as a whole. You understand? Kami be praised. Too often are Shelless quick to judge all Kojin for the deeds of one. Right then. Now that our business with with Tansui is concluded, we can traverse the Ruby Sea without fear. Right. Get the boots of maiming. Continue. Alright, we will get the boots of healing now. I shall return to the ship and prepare for our departure. If you have any remaining business to conduct with the pirates here, I pray you do so now. Ah, that reminds me. Kiara, would you be so kind as to inform the Confederates of our plans? The more they know of our movements, the less like we are to be mistaken for another vessel by their comrades. All right. Oh, you're one of the Ejin from the beach, leaving us already. No need to pay the tithe. Like Tansui said, on the other hand, if you were to peruse our wares and find anything to your liking, we should be glad to sell it to you for a fair price. Price of betrayal. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so that's a separate quest line that we can take up if we want to. Oh. You have spoken with the Confederates up above, then. Excellent. If you are ready to depart, we may do so at any time. All aboard. What could possibly go wrong? Then let us be off. I shall deliver you to the fishing village of Isari. Wait. Tansui said that the Viceroy was holding court in one of the fishing villages, did he not? Should Isari chance to be the village in question, we could instantly find ourselves surrounded by Imperial soldiers. I think it's safer to come ashore some distance away. Very well. I know just the place. location and talk to our turtle friend. Here we are. I am reasonably certain none of bore witness to our approach. And with this, I believe I have fulfilled the terms of our agreement. Aye, that you have. You have my deepest thanks, Soroban. Truly, we are blessed to have befriended such a clever and industrious merchant. Oh, you are much too kind, good sir. I know not where your path leads, but I wish you the very best, and hope that we meet it or shall meet again. So, we finally arrived in Orthard. All we need to do now is, liberate Doma? Ah, yes. That. Look, daunting though it is, we do have one thing in our favor. The element of surprise. Unlike in Girabania, the Imperials don't know we're here. Admittedly, that may be our only advantage, considering how few of us there are. Well, I expect the Doma Liberation Front will even up the odds a bit. But before all that, we need to see if this fishing village Tansui was talking about, or to see if this is the one with the Viceroy. If I may, or it may well be. I smell ceruleum in the breeze. On the breeze.
Even accounting for the rebellion, such indiscriminate shows of force seem pointlessly excessive.
If only you knew how commonplace such scenes have become. Are we too late?
Over there, someone's coming.
It is she, sworn enemy of Doma, of my master. The traitor who sold her homeland to the Garleans. Yotsuyu.
The Viceroy herself. And look behind her. Isn't that...
Filth and squalor everywhere. How very Doma. What I wouldn't do for a drink. Come now. You've no reason to look so afraid. You have lived through a quarter of a century of Garlean rule, remember? 'Tis better to bend with the wind than stand tall and be broken. Therein lies hope. Therein lies freedom. I come before you today seeking affirmation. A heartfelt declaration. You are free to answer me as you see fit, yet even the least among you should know the correct response. Should. A resident of your village, one of your neighbors, mayhap your friend, was detained by the Kojin this morning. They say he was attempting to flee to Kugane, but we both know that simply isn't true, don't we? Have you anything to say? Bit slow, this one. Is there anyone more sensible among you? Have any of you anything to say? To swear?
My lady, I swear to serve the Empire, to do whatever is asked of me, and never disobey.
Well said, that man. Of course, it wouldn't do to simply take you at your word. Kill him. Surely you can do that much. He must be guilty of something or other, or he wouldn't have attempted to flee the Empire.
I have a family. Kami, forgive me. Kami, forgive me.
Very, very good. I've always had a soft spot for men like you. Next, I want you to shoot those two over there. Too old to work, you understand. A burden on the Empire. We can't have that.
But they're my parents. You can't expect me to...
We can't, not now.
She's right. They would simply take the villagers hostage. We must consider the wider picture. If we act recklessly, we risk alerting the Garleans to our presence here, making it that much harder for us to work with the local rebels. To say nothing of the reprisals ordinary civilians would be made to suffer.
Open your eyes, girl. They are already suffering. Let me go. I am putting an end to this madness. I will approach the village alone and identify myself as a former leader of the rebellion and a known fugitive. They will wish to detain me until they are certain they have learned all I know. Use this time to make your plans.
You saw what those monsters did to the villagers. Who knows what they'll do to you, assuming they don't kill you where you stand?
We live and die at the pleasure of the Kami. My fate is in their hands and no others. If it be of any comfort, I am no stranger to chains.
You can't expect us to stand idly by as a comrade goes marching off to his death. And this is nothing like Kugane.
Nor is it like the Reach, Lise, or the Wall. Let him go. Hold out for as long as you can, but remember, noble sacrifices are to remain an absolute last resort. I wish I could say it won't come to that, but only the gods know how we're going to get you and the others out in one piece. A miracle, perchance.
A great tower stands to the north and east. Look to its occupants for aid and succor. Together, you may yet find your miracle. Now, leave this place. I must go.
Really?
Another idiot like all the rest. I'm beginning to think it may be something fundamental. Something intrinsic. Something quintessentially Doman to ignore the simple truth. You can't do a damn thing if you're dead.
Enough, Yotsuyu!
Really, Marco?
Well now, this is a surprise.
Hear me, Yotsuyu! Cease this farce, here and now, and I shall surrender myself to you. Refuse, and all shall answer to my blade.
Bring him to the tavern.
Well, our friend is now detained. Alright, let's talk to Alicia. I hate it as much as you do. Maybe even more. Every fiber of my being was crying out to intervene, but what's done is done. Gosetsu's gamble has gifted us the time we need to find a solution. Let us seek aid in the distant tower, yes? What better idea? For want of a better idea, I say we do just that, while taking care to avoid the Imperials. Alright, new location. And we are almost there, and here we go. They seem to have evaded their patrols so far. What is that tower anyway? I've never seen anything like it. According to my map, we are on the Onokoro, and this tower is known as Heaven on High. A mysterious structure built long ago by persons unknown. Olegians, perhaps? Gods, listen to me. I'm starting to sound like Elphanon. Next thing you know, I'll be saying things like, as you are doubtless already aware. Huh? Over there, do you see it? Doesn't look like it's been dead long. Whoever did this, they were a good shot. I can't see a single stray arrow. Well, someone's hungry. Wait, that wasn't either of you two, was it? Calm down. We had nothing to do with... Wait, what am I doing? They can't possibly understand us. Probably not. No. Time to run, Lise. Save our strength for any that give us chase. You too, Kiara. Well, we do have to fight them. Okay. Alright, keeping an eye on my health bar as I fight them. don't even have my chocobo out. Hello. Oh, I said a word that he likes. Marco, it's almost time, but it's not time yet. Alright, there we go. Now we can hop on here and bring up the map again. Alright, so it's going to be a rather short distance, really. Once we get to a somewhat safe location, I think we will call it. Just imagine if they'd taken us by surprise. What a fine ending that would have been to our story. Anyway, I think it's safe to assume that the people at the tower know how to defend themselves. You'd have to, sharing an island with these things. Now, all we need to do is convince them to help us. Alright, that will be the end of the quest, so it's probably the best time to call it as well. Yeah, because it seems like we're going to be at an aetheryte. Yep. Oh, there's a settlement here. And they've got their own aetheryte. Wait a minute. I've seen that standard before. It was when we met Tansui, which means this place belongs to... Oh! Boots of Healing. All right. I think that's going to be it for today because my dog is telling me to end it now. So I hope you all had a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever you're up to, whenever you're up to it, wherever you're up to it, however you're up to it, whoever you're up to it with, wherever you're up to it. And make sure to drop by my channel on YouTube. And check out my Discord. Make sure to drop a follow here on Twitch. Check out my channel on Discord. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe down below. No matter the site, no matter the time, hit that bell for notifications. And if you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and check out this playlist on the right. It's as good a place to start in my content as any. It's me playing an entirely different game. And if you're not so taken by my stuff, but you stuck around anyway, here on the left's a video YouTube thinks you will like. Shorter outro today, so stay happy, stay safe, stay crazy. Bye.